Hello, and welcome back to Retired Happy. This is your Retired Happy friend from Mississippi. I'm Carolyn, and welcome back to my channel. It's thundering outside, and so Maisie's back in the closet. She's spending a lot of time in the closet lately. But it only started thundering about, I guess, 10 minutes ago. I was going to try to take her out for her evening walk before the thunderstorms got here, but we got one house down and she heard the thunder, so she turned and almost pulled me back to the house so she could get inside. So it's just hot, and I'm so thankful for air conditioning. I'm so thankful that God has provided for me at this time in my life where I can have a comfortable home, good food in the refrigerator, an air conditioner to stay in. And, you know, every morning when I wake up, I'm still in the bed. And so before I even get out of bed, I say, thank you, Lord, for my bed. It's so comfortable. I had a good night's sleep. I'm just so thankful to God for my bed. So you probably hear that thunder. It's rumbling outside. So the good word for today is found in Deuteronomy 31. And this is a verse that I have depended on, especially as I have gotten older and into my working career and grew in my faith. And after I retired, I've had so many challenges, and financially and health-wise, we're not ever sure, we're not guaranteed of tomorrow, and we don't ever know what's going to be happening or what challenges we're going to face next week or next month or next year. So in Deuteronomy 31, God tells Moses that he didn't give him a spirit of fear, but of courage. And he tells him to be strong and be of good courage. And then on down in the next verse, this is when Moses was getting ready to go over into the promised land. And as you remember, Moses was not able to go. Joshua is the one who had to lead the Israelites into the promised land because Moses had not 100% totally obeyed God. So he was not able to see the promised land. But he says, was telling Joshua, as he was leading the Israelites into the promised land, he said, be strong and of good faith, do not fear. God will never leave you or forsake you. That's our promise for today. So today I'm going to make the pineapple cherry crisp, and it is a wonderful dessert for the summertime, and I have taken it to many get-togethers and family gatherings and potluck dinners. It's easy, it's simple, and it's good. We're going to make this cute little pincushion, and this is the one that you saw, and this is the finished pincushion. So that's coming up at the end, so stay all the way to the end. And next week, this is the last week in the month. So it's the last week in June, and Friday is my grocery shopping day. And I get my retirement money in to the bank the end of the month. So the end of the month is when I go to the grocery store. So I will be taking you through that, make out my tentative menu for next month and decide what I want to prepare. And I'll take you, that will air next Monday, because I'll kind of see what the store specials are and see what I have and what I need to get for next month. And this is the end of the month, so I'll also go and fill my car up with gas, and hopefully the gas has not gone up in price by the time I get there. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for commenting. And you have shared so many things about your life and about what you're going through on this retirement journey, because it is a journey and it's constantly changing. Nothing stays the same very long. So I appreciate every one of your comments. I appreciate you coming back. And if this is the first time you have found our channel, thank you. I hope you'll click the like button. I hope you'll subscribe and see if we can get to that 8,000 subscribers. We're not there yet, but we are almost. And please continue to send your suggestions, your requests. I had a lot of comments that you liked the watercolor project that I had. And you can see if I can do it, you can do it. So if you want to watercolor and as a hobby, it is just to have fun and do it for the enjoyment of it. And I showed you the gift bag. So you can make your little watercolor note cards and stick it in anytime you're giving a gift to somebody, because they really appreciate something that you have made yourself. So tune in for that, and thank you for spending some of your time with me and Maisie today. Share your smile with everything along the way, with everybody you meet, because somebody's going through something they haven't shared with you that they are trying to deal with all by themselves, and they would need an encouraging word and an encouraging smile, like I do. All of us do. So until next time, enjoy this video and let me know when you make the little pin cushion, and let me know how you like the pineapple cherry crisp. Thanks. Well, my cream cheese pound cake is all gone, and it was good down to the last crumb. So I think this time when I was eating it, since it's summertime, my favorite way to eat it was with a scoop of vanilla ice cream and a big spread of the Hershey's chocolate syrup. That was so good. So now today we're going to make the pineapple cherry crisp, and it is in the Cooking with Maggie cookbook. It's a very simple dessert that I have fixed many times for many holidays and special occasions. It's great to take to a potluck church dinner, and it is simple, it's easy, and yes, it does have a cake mix in it. And this is about the only time I do use a cake mix, but I've been using this since my kids were growing up, which has been like 30 years. And I'm sure I could come up with a way to make the crumb, the crisp on the top from scratch, but I'm going to go with the cake mix. All it has in it is very, very simple. Crushed pineapple, and I get the crushed pineapple in its own juice, so no extra added sugar. A can of cherry pie filling, and I used to get the no added sugar cherry pie filling, but I couldn't find it this time, so this will work out good. It's just regular cherry pie filling. 1 box of cake mix and 1 stick of butter, and that's all the ingredients in it. And it's light, it's not too heavy. I don't like a heavy dessert in the summertime, so this fits the bill. So I have my oven preheating to 350 degrees. I'm going to open my can of pineapple, and this is the crushed pineapple in its own juice, so no added sugar to the pineapple. And you'll see how quick and easy this is. So I did not butter my pan. I have a 9 by 13 inch Pyrex baking dish. So I'm going to spread the pineapple around in the dish, spread it out evenly. Now I have the can of cherry pie filling. And there again, I don't use pie filling except for this dessert. And I just like this dessert. It's quick, it's easy, and everybody likes it. So there you go. It's a tried and true old favorite. So I'm going to just spoon the cherry pie filling over the pineapple. And no, we are not going to stir it. We're not going to mix it. We're just going to spoon it over. And I like to get the cherries on up in the corner because my favorite piece of the whole cobbler or pie or casserole, anything I'm getting, is the corner pieces. So we want some cherries all up in every single place. Okay. Now that's all the cherry pie filling. Now this is the package of cake mix. And sometimes I don't put all of the cake mix on it because I don't want it too cakey. So we'll see how it goes this time. So I'm just going to sprinkle the cake mix all over it. If it looks like it's getting to be too much. See, I haven't made this dessert in quite a while, so now that I'm making all of these desserts again, that's one reason they're so good, is because I haven't had them in so long. So y'all have brought me out to where I'm doing a lot more cooking and pulling out a lot of my old family favorite recipes bringing back a lot of good memories. And this is looking like a lot of cake mix, so I am not going to put the whole package of cake mix over it. And that's what I used to do. I remembered from the past, I use half a package of cake mix. So you try it and you see what you like. And if you think a half a package is enough, go into your Cooking with Maggie cookbook and make a note to use a half a pack of cake mix. But if you like it more cakey, that will make it more cakey if you put the whole cake mix on it. But I'm not going to make it real cakey. Now, the recipe calls for pecans, but I'm going to use walnuts. I have a big bag of fresh walnuts that I got at Costco. So I'm going to just break up my walnuts and sprinkle over the top. You may hear the lawnmower outside. Our landscapers are mowing the grass for us today, which I am so thankful I don't have to get out in this hot weather and mow and edge my yard. So thank you, Lord. That is a praise for today. Okay, and now again on this, you can put as many nuts or as few nuts as you want. You just decide how nutty you want it, how big a nut you are today, and how big a nut are the people who are going to eat it. So it is to your taste and your family's taste. And I think that's about enough for me because I don't like a lot of nuts. Now next is a stick of butter, and I'm going to slice the stick of butter off and just drop it over the top of the cake mix. So you see how simple this is, how quick, how easy, few ingredients. It's not very expensive, and I'm going to bake it at 350 until it's bubbly all around the top and all around the corners. We want it real bubbly, and it will be light brown on top, like kind of like a cake. Or if you made my Lazy Man cobbler recipe, it's kind of like that. It's no mixing, you just put it all in together. And also, I just remembered another thing. When my kids were little and I was making this as a young mom, we always called it dump cake. So they would ask me, Mom, when are we going to have dump cake? Or are we having dump cake tonight? Because actually, all you do is dump everything in the pan, and that's why it's called dump cake. All right, y'all, this is, I think I've got some butter over all of the areas, want it up in the corner. Okay, there we go. Now I think I have the butter real evenly spread over the top, and it's all put together. and I'm going to pop it in the oven. 350 degrees. And it is 12:30 exactly on the dot, so I'll let you know how long it cooks. Well, my cherry crisp is done, and mine baked for exactly 1 hour. Ooh, it's hot. The oven is very, very, very hot. So I'm going to take it out of the oven. Doesn't that look scrumptious? Oh man. Okay, so there is the finished product. You can see it's still bubbling. And I'm going to let it cool a little. It's too hot to eat right now, so I'm going to scoop some out on my plate. And I'll probably put just a little dab of vanilla ice cream on top of it. So this is the finished product, and I have some out on my plate, and I'm going to top it off with a little vanilla ice cream. And this is going to be so good. It's light, it's pineapple and cherries, and it is so good. So I hope you try this. Let me know in the comments when you try it and how you serve it. Well, now it's after lunch and after nap time, so we had our really good pineapple cherry crisp for dessert. And for lunch today, I had a little bit of hamburger meat in my refrigerator, so I made some spaghetti sauce with some already prepared pasta sauce that I had gotten at the grocery store and spaghetti. So Maisie and I had a really good lunch. She didn't have the spaghetti, but she enjoyed her lunch. So we're getting ready to make the little pincushion now. So this is a really quick, easy, cute little project. So this is going to be the pattern. This is my square for the bottom. And the square is 11 centimeters by 11 centimeters. And we're going to need 2 pieces of the bottom. And what we're going to do is to cut 2 pieces. We'll fold it in half and stitch down the middle of it so we have a little opening. And then the other piece is going to be the triangle side piece. And the triangle side is 11 centimeters by 11 centimeters. So this is 5.5, this is 5.5, so that's your halfway point. So what I did when I made mine, I just cut a square, well, I measured a square, and then I got the center of the top, and I marked where the center was, and I marked where the center was on the bottom, and then I connected those 2 lines, and that's how I got my straight triangle sides. Okay, so we're going to need 4 pieces of this fabric. So to start out, this is the backing piece, and it helps to have a backing piece for all of the pieces just to give it a little bit more body and make it a little more sturdy. So my backing piece is going to be, 35 centimeters by 35 centimeters. And the reason I'm going with centimeters is because I have so many people watching, and I watch so many tutorials who are using centimeters rather than inches. So my ruler has centimeter and inch measurements. So if you have a ruler that has both measurements on it, you can convert that. So this is the backing, and what I'm using is cotton muslin for my backing. And the muslin is what I also like to use on my quilts when I make a quilt and I make my label to go in the corner. I showed you the last, the baby quilts that we were making, how I make my label to go in the corner of the quilt. So this is muslin for the backing. This is going to be my square for the bottom, and we're going to need 2 squares. This is going to be 2 of my triangles, and I just laid my pattern out on it, and I drew around it with my marking pen and drew around that one. Since this one has a pattern, I had to make it go in the same direction. And then this is going to be my other two triangles. And since this is the same pattern, I just drew out one design, and then I can cut two out at the same time. Now I have all of my pieces cut out. These are my 4 little triangles. So I'm going to I have the triangles stacked up on each other. So I'm going to take the triangles and cut the corner off 1/4 of an inch on all 4 squares. And this is the back, so I have right sides together on the bottom squares. And I have marked halfway. This is halfway on that square. So I'm going to go to the machine and sew halfway down and halfway down, because this is going to be the bottom, and we're going to have to need a space in the bottom of it so we can turn it. Now this is the little tab that goes on the top of the pincushion, and this little tab is 8 centimeters by 3 centimeters. So I have that cut out. I'm going to my ironing board and I'm going to press that in half. So before I get started on the actual pincushion, I'm going to go ahead and fold this little top strip, fold it in. I've already pressed it, so now I'm going to fold the edges under and go ahead and stitch that and get that done and out of the way. Okay, I'm going to have to change glasses, get me some other reading glasses. I would like to know from everybody who's had cataract surgery if you had to wear glasses after your surgery, because I'm having the hardest time finding which glasses I have to use. Now I'm going to take the bottom of the pincushion, the bottom pieces, and I have marked halfway on the top and halfway on the bottom. So I'm going to join that line so I'll know where to stitch it. And I'm not going to stitch it all the way across. We're going to leave a space in the middle of it so we can turn it. We'll stitch part of the bottom. Okay. Okay. And we're going to fold each piece in half and press this down flat. And this is the opening that we're going to use to turn our whole pincushion after we get it completely assembled. Now we're ready to start putting the pieces of the pincushion on the backing. So this is the backing piece. Macy. You want to go outside? Huh? Come on. Yeah, come on. Let's go outside. Come on. Oh, it's such a good girl. Come on. Okay, good girl. Come on. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Come on. Let's go. Let's go on down to the corner. Come on, you are such a good girl. Come on. You're such a good girl. Come on. Okay, come on. That's a good girl. Yes, you are. Oh, I know. It's okay.